Motion is carefully designed to simplify the process of animation. Many common tasks become one-touch adjustments thanks to Motion's real-time design environment and unique behavior system. To start the design process, select an item from the browser and drag it into the canvas. Dynamic guides help align your media to the center of screen and to other objects already in the canvas. At the base of the screen is the mini timeline. Drag the play range out point, indicated by a left-facing triangle, to set the area of your project you want to preview in real time. The number of frames you can preview in real time will depend on the amount of RAM installed in your Mac. Press the play button to begin real-time playback. The mini timeline effectively solos the timing for the currently selected object. To see the timing of all objects in your composition at once, open the timing pane. The power and simplicity of Motion are immediately apparent in the built-in particle system. Select any item in the canvas and press the Make Particles button. The selected item instantly becomes the source for a shower of particles. Activate the heads-up display to access intuitive controls for emission range and speed, birth rate, particle life, and scale. And even if you're new to particle dynamics, the real-time feedback will quickly give you a sense of what each control does. When you really want to get creative, click over to the Emitter tab of the inspector to adjust a myriad of other options, including color and opacity over life. If at any time you want to delete an element from your composition, just open the project pane and in the Layers tab select a layer and press the Delete key. Deleting a group will delete everything contained within that group. The diversity of particle effects can be seen in the presets that ship with Motion. Click over to the Library tab and then choose the Particle Emitters section. Particles range from abstract backgrounds to realistic pyrotechnic effects. You can even get a real-time preview of the particle animated by clicking and dragging in the preview window at the top of the Library tab. Applying a preset is as simple as selecting it and clicking the Apply button next to the preview window. These presets use the same particle system as the Make Particles button shown earlier, so you can go in and completely customize them as needed. If you already have a camera added to your scene, a single click of the 3D button in the inspector will convert your particles. Particles will then move through Motion's 3D space in all directions. Notice that the HUD changes to display three-dimensional controls so you can preview and modify dispersion angle and direction in 3D. Performing 3D camera moves will reveal the dimensionality of the particles. You can even add simulation behaviors to quickly create complex interactions with other objects. Note the additional Face Camera option that appears when a particle system is set to 3D. This option determines whether the particles will always face the camera or rotate with its orientation, much like a piece of paper turning on its side. If in doubt, toggle this option on and off to see which looks best for your design. Behaviors are applied to project elements to create animation without the tedium of keyframes. Just choose a behavior using the Add Behavior button at the top of the canvas, and in the HUD, adjust the controls and see the result instantly in the canvas. You can limit the time a behavior has influence over an object by adjusting its in and out points in the mini timeline. Note that you can select objects in the Layers tab, or you can select filters and behaviors applied to objects. The mini timeline will display the timing properties for whatever is selected. Behaviors can also be combined to create more elaborate animation. Here, a gravity behavior is added after a throw behavior to create a motion path for the object that combines the two movements. To remove a behavior, just delete it in the Layers tab. Behaviors can range from simple time savers like the fade in, fade out behavior, to more complex animations like vortex. To create quick, customized movement, choose Add Behavior, Basic Motion, Motion Path. A motion path is added to your object. Option-click on the red path to add turning points, then click and drag the points to modify the path. Add the Snap Alignment to Motion behavior from the Basic Motion section to have the object turn to follow the path. Changing the out point of the motion path behavior will vary the time it takes for the object to complete the motion. In addition to these globally operating behaviors, Motion also includes parameter behaviors. To apply a parameter behavior, just Control-click or right-click on a parameter and choose a behavior from the pop-up list. Use parameter behaviors to create erratic random movements or oscillations, vary effects to the beat of an audio track, and even trigger values using MIDI keyboards and controllers. And of course, behaviors don't create keyframes, so modifying them is as simple as sliding a parameter or dragging the behavior in the timeline. Complementing its behaviors, Motion ships with dozens of world-class filters. Apply filters in the same fashion as behaviors using the Add Filter menu. In addition to the shipping filters, Motion's support for the industry-leading FX Plug plugin architecture provides access to a vast and growing catalog of third-party filters optimized for Motion's real-time design engine. While behaviors take care of a wide variety of tasks, Motion's robust keyframing will dial in more specific animations. To begin keyframing, pause playback and drag the playhead in the mini timeline to the frame where you want the animation to start. Click the Record Animation button at the base of the canvas. Now, adjusting any parameter or moving items in the canvas will set a keyframe at the current frame. Move down the timeline and make another adjustment. When you resume playback, you'll see that the object animates between your keyframes. To view the keyframes, open the timing pane using its button at the top of the canvas or by pressing the F6 key. Click over to the keyframe editor. With the Show pop-up set to Animated, the keyframes you just created will be visible in the graph. You can Control-click or right-click on each point to change the way the animation moves through that point, referred to as interpolation. Use the keyframe editor to add, delete, move, and scale your keyframes. Keyframes can also be set simply by option-clicking on the animation menu to the right of any parameter. For advanced keyframe options, double-click the Record Animation button.